Welcome to the eBusiness Playbook podcast, proudly sponsored by Academy Global, where we help you go from theory to reality, empowering you to elevate your e-business. Join our open community at the eBusiness Playbook by Academy on Facebook and LinkedIn, and check out our training packages at academyglobal.com to find out more.
Welcome to the eBusiness Playbook.
Glad to be here.
Today we're going to dive deep into something I think is pretty crucial for anyone involved with software.
Yeah.
Whether you're building it, using it.
Absolutely.
And that's the impact of insecure coding practices.
Right.
You shared some material with me.
Yeah.
Really eye-opening stuff.
Hopefully.
About how these seemingly tiny little errors in code,
Yeah, absolutely.
can lead to these massive, huge security incidents.
They can, yeah.
So our goal today is to kind of break down, what happened in these.
Yeah.
Figure out the technical, missteps.
Yeah.
That led to these issues, and then really pull out, the big lessons.
The takeaways. Absolutely.
So we can avoid these, headaches in the future.
Right.
We're talking data breaches.
Yeah.
Affecting millions of people.
Absolutely.
Even disruptions to, essential services.
Things that we rely on every day, yeah.
Yeah.
Important stuff.
Yeah. We've got a ton of info to go over here.
Yeah.
Different vulnerabilities.
And different types.
Specific case studies. We're talking injection attacks, misconfigurations.
Right.
Even the human element.
Human error, yeah.
All that.
Absolutely.
So I really think by going over these, real world events,
Yeah.
we can get a much better idea, a clearer picture of the risks involved.
Absolutely.
And really the steps that developers, organizations.
This they can take.
Can take to just build much more resilient and secure systems.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely, yeah. I think this is, secure coding.
Yeah.
It's not a nice to have. This is really a must have.
A must have.
You got to do it.
Gotta do it.
It's that important.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess let's just start with the big picture here.
Yeah.
What is the cost of insecure coding? Because it's easy to think of it there's a breach.
A technical glitch.
Whatever, it's a technical, yeah.
Yeah.
But the material you shared really makes it clear that
It can be pretty devastating. The fallout.
Yeah.
You're talking financial losses, big time.
Oh, yeah.
Reputational damage. It can really stick with you.
Yeah.
And disruptions to your operations day to day. Big stuff.
And in today's world, it's
Right. It's all connected.
everything's connected.
Yeah, right.
So the pressure on developers to deliver new features, but also make sure the code underneath is
That's bulletproof.
bulletproof,
Yeah.
right? It's got to be Fort Knox level security.
Got to be tight.
That's a lot of pressure.
There's a lot of pressure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what really struck me was how the complexity, all this digital infrastructure just makes the impact of a simple coding mistake.
Right. It magnifies it.
It just magnifies it.
Yeah, the stakes are higher.
It's huge.
Absolutely. And I think the sources really highlight that.
Yeah.
We've got some big incidents.
Yeah.
Like Equifax.
Yeah. Equifax.
SolarWinds.
Yeah. Yeah.
These weren't, just digital things.
No.
These had real-world consequences.
Yeah.
People, organizations, they were hurt by these real consequences.
And I think, the thing is the damage.
It's not just the money.
It's not just the money.
It's more than that.
It's customer trust.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Right.
Once that's gone, it's hard to get back.
That's hard to get back.
People remember, when their information's been exposed.
Yeah, they do.
It sticks with them.
So I guess if we look at the cybersecurity landscape.
Yeah, the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems a lot of these incidents.
Despite all the differences.
Yeah.
The scales, the targets.
They kind of boil down to.
They have these common vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
These patterns.
So I guess really understanding that is step one, right?
Absolutely. You got to know your enemy.
Know your enemy.
Right.
Okay. So let's get into the specifics of these threats.
Let's do it.
One that seems to come up, all the time.
Yeah, this is a big one.
Injection attacks.
Injection attacks, yeah.
So what are those?
So basically, with injection attacks, attackers are cleverly sneaking in bad input into an application.
Okay.
And tricking it into doing something it shouldn't do.
Gotcha.
Often, when it's talking to other systems, like databases.
Okay.
And a classic example
Yeah.
is SQL injection.
SQL injection.
So imagine, you're logging into a website.
Yeah.
Right? And if the code, if it's not careful with how it handles like your username, your password, an attacker could just, type in some tricky SQL code instead.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So instead of the website like checking the username and password,
Right.
it's actually running whatever they typed in.
It's running commands.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty scary.
That's scary.
Yeah.
And the example you gave in the material was pretty alarming, honestly.
It is a bit alarming, yeah.
Like the password reset.
Yeah, the password reset feature.
Yeah.
You could just type in something like, quote OR, quote 1 = 1 dash dash, close quote.
Yeah.
And it just bypasses the whole thing.
It just goes right through it.
Right through.
Wow.
Because, 1 always equals 1.
Yeah.
So it just lets you right in.
So
you got to be careful with that.
you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
And then there's
Cross-site scripting.
cross-site scripting, right?
Or XSS.
XSS.
Yeah.
So how does that one work?
So that one, it's all about when a website like displays content that a user has like provided, but it doesn't clean it up first.
Oh.
Sanitize it.
Yeah.
So attackers can sneak in these little scripts, these bits of code
Gotcha.
into the web pages. And when someone else, like an innocent user, visits that page, their browser just runs that bad code.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's almost like putting a program on a website.
It is, yeah.
That then runs on anyone who goes to the website.
That's exactly what it is.
And they don't even know.
They have no idea.
You're saying these scripts can, like,
Oh, they can do a lot of damage.
steal your logins?
Oh, yeah. Logins, cookies, all that.
Cookies, yeah.
They can even do things on your behalf.
What?
Like,
Yeah.
you're logged in.
Yeah.
They can do stuff as you without you knowing.
Wow. That's messed up.
It's pretty messed up, yeah.
Hey. You also mentioned security misconfigurations.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And that seems like it could happen pretty easily.
It does, yeah. Especially with how complex software is these days.
Everything's so complex.
Oh, it's a mess.
Right.
And the cloud.
The cloud. Yeah.
Don't even get me started.
So what are those? Like.
So those are basically like weaknesses
Okay.
that are created when you don't set up your software properly. Right?
Yeah.
Or your frameworks,
Then
your services.
Your services, yeah.
It could be something simple, like, leaving the default password.
Yeah.
know? Or it could be something more complex, like giving too many permissions.
Right.
Or not separating your networks properly.
It's like in the cloud.
Especially in the cloud, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really about not following those best practices.
Yeah.
When you're setting things up.
Right.
When you're maintaining them.
Right.
It's like, you build this amazing house, top-notch security system,
Yeah.
but you leave a window open.
Oh, yeah.
It's not good.
It defeats the purpose.
Totally defeats the purpose.
And then we get into the more technical stuff, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit deeper in the weeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buffer overflow.
Buffer overflows, yeah.
Use after free.
Use after free.
This seemed to be happening like deep down in the code.
They are, yeah.
Right.
These are about how the program uses memory.
Okay.
The computer's memory.
Yeah.
So buffer overflow, it's when a program tries to cram too much data into a space that's too small.
Okay.
Like a buffer.
Yeah.
And that data spills over into other areas of memory.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
That's not good.
Yeah.
It can crash the application.
Oh.
And even worse, an attacker could use this to, overwrite important stuff and run their own code.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then use after free.
Use after free.
You're saying that's kind of similar?
It's related, yeah. This is when a program's like, hey, I'm going to use this memory.
Yeah.
But it's already been, like, let go of. It's been free.
Okay.
So it leads to, like, chaos.
Chaos.
Unpredictable stuff. Crashes, vulnerabilities.
I guess it's like trying to open a file.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Deleted.
You deleted it, it's gone.
It's gone.
And you're still trying to get to it.
Yeah.
The computer's like, what are you doing? It doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Bad things happen.
Bad things, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we've got unpatched vulnerabilities.
Oh, yeah, the classic.
The classic.
It's
Everyone gets those little reminders.
Oh, yeah.
Update your software.
Ignore at your own peril.
Ignore at your own peril.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Because these updates, they're fixing stuff.
Yeah.
They're fixing security holes.
Yeah.
That researchers have found.
Yeah.
So if you don't do it, the bad guys, they know about these holes.
Yeah.
And they'll use them.
Yeah.
It's like a cat and mouse game.
Oh, yeah.
The good guys find the holes, try to patch them.
Yeah.
The bad guys are trying to use them before they get patched.
You snooze, you lose.
You snooze, you lose, yeah.
And then, of course, we have good old human error.
Oh, yeah, the human element.
The human element, right.
And forget that.
It's not always about the super hacker.
Right.
Right.
Sometimes it's just a mistake.
Sometimes it's just us.
Yeah, we're all human.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes.
And it's, the material really makes it clear that
It's a big factor.
it's a big factor.
More than people realize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be the misconfigurations we talked about.
Yeah.
Sharing passwords, falling for phishing emails.
Oh, yeah. Those are tricky. Yeah.
I mean, even the most secure system,
Right.
if someone messes up,
And all for nothing.
it's all for nothing. Yeah.
So it's really like a multifaceted threat landscape. Right?
It is, yeah. It's complex.
Complex.
Multiple angles.
Technical.
Human.
Human.
Got
to be aware of it all.
it's a lot.
It is a lot.
So you shared some real-world examples.
Yeah, some case studies to illustrate the point.
So let's go through them.
Let's do it.
Equifax data breach.
Oh, yeah, that was a big one.
2017.
2017, a lot of people affected.
Massive.
Massive, yeah.
So what happened there?
So they lost like 147 million people's information.
Wow.
Names, addresses, social security numbers, the whole works.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you're saying like an expired security certificate?
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
Like that's what caused it?
Well, it didn't cause the breach itself,
Okay.
but it delayed the detection.
Oh, okay.
They didn't realize they were breached for months
Wow.
because of this expired certificate.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So even a small thing.
It can have huge consequences.
Huge, yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with that much sensitive data.
Yeah.
Got to be on top of those details.
The details matter.
They matter, yeah.
And then we have the solar winds.
Oh, yeah. Solar.
Supply chain attack.
That was a sophisticated one.
2020.
2020, yep.
That one seemed like really, really sophisticated.
It was very targeted.
Yeah.
Very well planned.
Yeah.
And it had a wide impact.
So what happened there?
So the attackers, they got into SolarWinds system.
Uh-huh.
SolarWinds makes software that a lot of companies use.
Okay.
IT management software.
Uh-huh.
And they got into their update system.
Oh, wow.
So they were sending out bad updates.
Oh, so it looked legitimate.
It looked completely legit.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of organizations,
Yeah.
governments, big companies, they all use SolarWinds.
Yeah.
So they all got infected.
Wow.
It was a mess.
It was like a chain reaction.
It was a chain reaction, yeah.
Yeah.
It really showed the danger of the supply chain.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not just trusting your own code.
Right.
You're trusting everyone else's code, too.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And then 2021.
Colonial Pipeline.
Colonial Pipeline, yeah. That was a big one.
That was a ransomware attack, right?
Ransomware, yeah.
So how did that one work?
So they basically exploited some vulnerabilities
Yeah.
that already existed in their systems.
Okay.
And they shut down this pipeline.
Oh, wow.
It's a major fuel pipeline
Yeah.
in the U.S.
And it caused, like, real-world problems, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, people couldn't get gas.
Gas shortages, yeah.
Wow.
Prices went up.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
Yeah.
It showed, how these cyber attacks,
Yeah.
they're not just digital anymore.
They're real world.
They affect the real world.
Yeah.
Big time.
So I guess it's not enough to just protect the data anymore. Right. You got to protect the systems that control the real world.
Yeah.
The operational technology.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then, you mentioned this Bank of America breach.
Oh, yeah. That one was interesting.
That was through a vendor, right?
Through a vendor, yeah.
Infosys McCamish Systems.
Yeah. Long name.
Yeah.
But basically, the vendor got breached.
Uh-huh.
And that exposed Bank of America's customer data.
Oh, wow.
Over 57,000 customers.
So even if you're secure.
Right. It doesn't matter.
If your partners aren't.
If they're not, you're vulnerable.
You're in trouble.
You're in trouble, yeah.
So you really got to,
You got to vet your vendors.
vet them, yeah.
Make sure they're secure, too.
It's all connected.
It's all connected, yeah.
And then American Airlines.
Oh, yeah. American Airlines.
2022.
2022.
Phishing attack.
Phishing, yeah.
Someone fell for a phishing email.
Yep. Someone clicked on a bad link, and that compromised their account.
Wow.
And then from there,
Yeah.
the attackers, they got in.
Oh, wow.
They got names, birth dates, even some medical info
Wow.
of employees, customers.
So I guess no matter how good your defenses are,
Right.
humans are still the weak link.
We are, yeah.
Right.
We're susceptible to these things.
So What can you do?
You got to train people.
Train them, yeah.
Teach them about phishing.
Yeah.
How to spot it.
Yeah.
How to avoid it.
Yeah.
Be suspicious of emails.
Be suspicious.
Don't click on links you don't recognize.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
You got to educate people.
Education is key.
It's key. Yeah.
And then even Microsoft.
Oh, yeah. Even the big guys.
2023.
They had a couple of breaches.
Wow.
Yeah. July, November.
So it's like
It's a constant battle.
a constant battle.
Yeah. Even for them.
Even for them, yeah.
With all their resources.
So it's like
You got to be vigilant.
they're vigilant, yeah.
You can't let your guard down.
No.
The threats, they're always changing.
They're evolving.
Evolving. Yeah.
So I guess looking back at all these incidents,
Yeah.
all these vulnerabilities,
Right.
what are the big takeaways?
What have we learned?
What have we learned?
Yeah.
Right.
So the sources emphasize a few things.
Uh-huh.
Number one,
Yeah.
security is not an afterthought.
It's got to be baked in.
Got to be baked in, yeah.
From the start.
From the beginning,
Yeah.
throughout the whole process.
The whole SDLC.
The SDLC, yeah.
So it's not like you build it and then
Right.
try to make it secure.
You can't just sprinkle security on top.
Yeah.
It's got to be in the foundation.
In the foundation, yeah.
From the ground up.
And then
Keep things updated.
updates,
Yeah. Monitoring.
Yep.
Monitoring, yeah.
Patch management.
Patch management.
I get it. It's not fun. It's not the most exciting thing.
But it's critical.
It's critical, yeah.
Right.
You got to do it.
You got to do it.
Stay on top of those updates.
And then, we talked about the human element.
Yeah, the training.
Training, yeah.
Got to train your people.
You got to train them.
Make them aware of the risks.
Yeah, yeah.
The best practices.
Yeah.
You can have the best tech in the world.
Yeah.
But if someone clicks on a bad link,
It's over.
it's game over.
Yeah.
So you got to invest in that training.
And I guess vetting those third parties.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Right.
Don't just trust anyone with your data.
Do your homework.
Do your homework, yeah.
Make sure they're up to par.
Absolutely.
And then having a plan.
The incident response plan.
The incident response plan.
Yeah.
Because it's not a matter of if.
It's a matter of when.
It's a matter of when. Yeah.
Something's going to happen eventually.
Yeah. So you got to be ready.
You got to be ready. Yeah.
To respond quickly, minimize the damage.
Minimize the damage, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess for developers specifically.
Right. For the coders out there.
Yeah.
The message is pretty clear.
Secure coding practices.
Secure coding practices.
All the way.
It's not just one thing.
No.
It's a whole approach.
A whole mindset.
A mindset, yeah.
Right.
It's how you design your application.
Yeah.
How you handle data.
Uh-huh.
How you monitor it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's everything.
It's like a philosophy almost.
It is, yeah. It's a way of life.
Way of coding life.
Way of coding life, yeah.
So what are some practical things
Right.
developers can do?
So there are tools, there are techniques,
Yeah.
DAS tools, things like OWASP Zap, Burp Suite.
Okay.
These help you find vulnerabilities by simulating attacks.
Oh, okay.
Code linters, they look at your code,
Yeah.
they flag potential issues.
Okay.
Dependency scanners, they check your libraries, the stuff you're using from other people,
Yeah.
make sure they're not vulnerable.
That makes sense.
Thanks for joining us today on the eBusiness Playbook.
For the complete PDF with all the insights from this episode, head over to academyglobal.com. There, you'll find the PDF, plus other valuable podcasts and resources to fuel your business growth and career success. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.